So my name is Riley Matz. I currently attend UW-Madison, and I am a member of the D1 crew here. Well, one of the biggest things that I've been told is rowing is simple but not easy, or at least training for it is. A lot of rowers, they feel a lot of intense pain when they do workouts and stuff like that, and I've certainly been in that position myself. It's definitely not easy. It's not for everybody, but if you are able to row at a high level, then I can say that the rewards are definitely worth it. So a lot of it, most of it was obviously rowing on a Concept 2 machine. A lot of it was also leg day lifts. When I started out, I did leg days twice as much as normal lifts because with rowing especially, like your lower body strength, that is the most important part of the sport. I would usually train 6 days a week, rest one day, and I would do one tough piece a week at least. I just try and track where I was on a certain workout and try and make sure that I'm improving every week. That's the biggest part, like staying consistent and improving pretty much every week or every month if you can't improve every week. Tracking yourself, making sure that you're doing better every day. That's probably what'll make you go the farthest. In 2024, I was a freshman here, and I had recently heard about the rowing team, and I was told that I should try out, and I figured, you know what? I might make the team, I might not. We'll just see what happens. I'll just give it a go. So I end up doing pretty well. I actually was told at one point that I had a good shot at making the team, but unfortunately after the last tryout, I did end up getting cut. But I did also get a silver lining. So on the last day of practice, when I was told that I would not be rowing here, at least not in 2024, they told me that I could try out again in 2025. And in that moment, I just knew what I had to do. I knew that I had what it took to row here. So I just started training. And over a year, I ended up rowing, I think over 2.5 million meters was what my training app had said on the Concept 2. I had done countless other workouts, a bunch of lifts, a lot of leg days, of course, a lot of runs, push and pull. And I came back here fall of 2025 stronger than I had ever been before. And I was ready to take on whatever they threw at me. And I mean, obviously it was worth it because I'm here now, I'm talking to you, I'm on the team, and I'm glad to say that it's ended the way that it has. I was touring a bunch of other colleges. I toured Madison, of course, and out of everywhere that I looked at, Madison just seemed to be the best. I mean, I looked at Platteville, I looked at Fox Valley Tech because I did used to go to Kimberly and that was pretty close to where I lived. But no, Madison just blew everywhere else out of the water with its scenery, being between the two lakes and stuff. The fact that it was quite a big city, at least a big city for me considering the fact that I grew up in a small town. Everything about it just felt perfect, so that's why I ended up deciding to go here. So I'm a mechanical engineer, and that is a pretty darn difficult major, although I'm sure a lot of people know that engineering is not an easy subject to study. But no, one of the ways that I balance my classwork with rowing and stuff like that is I make sure that I have all my classes between my morning practice and my afternoon practice so I can have evenings open for homework. I don't take too many credits, but I balance that out by taking additional credits over the summer that some other people might not take. There's also quite a lot of other mechanical engineers on the rowing team here at Madison, and I do talk to them for advice about classes and stuff. So yeah, it's difficult, but so far I'm managing pretty well. It's a team sport. The end goal of rowing is to be able to not only row as fast as possible, but to be able to row pretty much in an identical manner to all your other teammates in the boat. And I think that because of that, there's so many team elements that are just super important that are emphasized every day. Really just the ability to work together. That is quite an important thing in rowing and in life in general, I'd say. So that's actually perfect because there's some guys that when they were getting cut from tryouts this year, they were told about me and they actually reached out to me personally. And I'm helping 4 or 5 people. I mean, a couple of them are on the fence, but I'm helping a decent amount of people actually try and follow in my footsteps and make the team during a second chance tryout themselves. And I would say tracking your workouts, being consistent is the biggest thing. Making sure that you row specifically for this sport and a concept too. If not that, then like, I don't know, any other rowing machine. Really, rowing is the best way to improve at rowing. That's what I've been told on the team pretty much every day. As for goals for the rest of my college career, I'd eventually like to figure out if there'd be some way for me to kind of make time for some sort of additional club that would help advance my mechanical engineering career. I know SAE, Baja Racing, that's a bunch of stuff that I've been interested in. It's kind of like working with cars, like race cars and stuff like that. As for my degree, currently, I'm just trying to pass statics. It's a pretty tough class if you end up taking it here. And then as for rowing, one of the biggest things that they want from us here on the team is they want your 10K, or about like 6 miles, they want that time to be below 34 minutes. Right now, I'm about 90 seconds off of that, but that's one of my biggest goals for rowing, at least for the near future, because it's one of the standards. They want pretty much everyone below that eventually, and it's going to be tough. It is within 3 minutes of the 10K world record for rowing, but I do have faith that if I keep training, then I will be able to eventually break that barrier. Obviously, I mentioned earlier, there's some guys that I'm working with who want to follow in my footsteps, and I never really thought about it, but I guess what I did was kind of inspiring, and if I can inspire more people to like train on their own and become great rowers, or maybe not even rowing itself, maybe if they did some other sport that they loved, if I could like inspire them to potentially become someone who's much greater than they are currently, then that'd just be amazing. Just remember that surrender is worse than defeat. Even if everything looks like it's coming down on you and you just feel like you're back in the corner and don't know what to do, keep fighting until the bitter end. If you fall, make sure that at least you're giving it your all. My name is Riley Matz. I go to UW-Madison and I row here, and you can check me out in Next Level Prep.